Last night, Bernie Sanders put forward an amendment that would have eventually allowed for the importation of prescription drugs from Canada, which is a move that would have almost certainly lowered the overall cost of many different medicines, including life-giving medicines, which are drastically overpriced today. And because of that, of course, it's opposed by the health insurance companies, the pharmaceutical industry, and all of that. Fast forward, spoiler alert, it didn't end up happening. While a number of Republicans voted for the amendment, that's 12, 13 Democrats voted against it. The amendment was rejected by a 46 to 52 vote. So 13 Democrats voted against it. One Democrat was in surgery or post-surgery and wasn't able to show up for it. However, if those 14 Democrats, the 13 who voted against it and the one who was in the hospital, had showed up, they could have passed it, thanks to several Republicans, I believe 4 Republicans who crossed over, including Ted Cruz, by the way, and voted for this. Now, you're not going to be surprised to find out that many of those who voted against this amendment on both the Democratic and the Republican side are those who get the most money from the pharmaceutical manufacturing companies. Let's bring up this chart. Right there, those are not all Republican names. Hey, Cory Booker, he's been in the news recently, hasn't he? Mm-hmm. That's weird. He got almost $300,000. He voted against it. Joe Manchin, he's a Republican, right? Oh, wait, no, he's not. That's interesting.
Chris Coons, Robert Menendez, Carper.
So if you bring up the next one, though, you'll see just the Democratic names listed. Nomi tweeted this out earlier. You're seeing there all of the Democrats who voted against the amendment, and also conveniently when they're next up for re-election.
Okay, I hear she's a great reporter.
I hear that.
Okay, so first let's talk about Cory Booker. So I told you guys he's the perfect guy for the donors. Change on the outside, continuity on the inside. So whenever there isn't money on the line, Cory Booker is a hero. So on the Jeff Sessions testimony, there's really no money on, in the civil rights issue. So he can actually stand up for progressives and say, hey, we shouldn't go in this direction. And I applaud that. Very happy to go in that direction. Whenever there's any financial interest, all of a sudden Cory Booker not as progressive. And all of a sudden, he's not doing public testimony. He's voting and then getting the hell out of Dodge, right?
And many other Democrats, too.
And if you notice, number one on the list among Democrats who take money from pharmaceutical companies, Cory Booker. Mm-hmm. If you look at the Wall Street list, it isn't that much different. So, and who did the corporate media start talking about as the guy who is one of the favorites in 2020 to run for president on the Democratic side? Cory Booker. Mm-hmm. So he's got great optics, they say, right? But behind the scenes, the reason why the corporate media doesn't mind him, the establishment doesn't mind him is, hey, you give me money and then you tell me what you need and we get that job done. Yeah. And hey, Cory Booker, that's how your votes are. So that's your votes. That's not me. That's you, right? Mm-hmm. You want to change your votes, then we have a different conversation.
Well, actually, I have an idea for that in just a second. So first of all, though, understand that allowing these drugs to be imported is incredibly popular amongst the American public. If we bring up 21.5, you're seeing there down near the bottom, second from the bottom, allowing Americans to buy prescription drugs. You're seeing there 72% of the American public in favor of it, of course. But let's return briefly to the Democrats, but especially Cory Booker, because as Cenk pointed out, he's being talked about already as, oh, certainly he should probably be our next nominee. So he voted against this, and he's immediately being buried online, on social media, all these articles who were talking about the Democrats who have gone against Bernie Sanders on this, but him especially. And I know he's feeling that burn about people saying, like, you fake progressive, you were lying this whole time. Again, as Cenk said out, when the money's not on the line, you can be as progressive as you want to be. But when your donors are there, well, then you can't be. Here's the thing, though, Cory Booker, is you have a convenient out where you can actually save yourself. I know you feel buried right now. You don't want to be 6 feet underground, do you? So he tweeted this, because obviously he's getting attacked a lot. He said in response to a tweet, grateful to you. Please know, a number of Dems who voted no last night agree we must import, but we believe basic FDA standards must be met.
Oh, yeah.
And somebody responded, can't you just introduce your own amendment that meets standards? And he said, until late in the night, there were efforts for such an amendment. They fell through. I will fight to make sure in reconciliation they don't. You better. Now, look, if Cory Booker does that, if we get the prescription drug imports, whether he originally wanted to or just he feels the burn and needs to save his ass now, then fine. Then that's all's good on that front. But it's on him now. Is he going to push for that amendment? Is he going to fight to make sure it gets passed?
So, look, it's not like the corporate Democrats come out and raise their hands and go, hey, I work for multinational corporations and not my voters. They never say that. It's in their votes. And then in order to cover their ass, they will have 1,000 excuses. They're politicians. You don't think they have excuses? Oh, no, I needed the FDA to make sure those very dangerous drugs coming in from Canada are safe. This is the same excuse that
dangerous Canadian EpiPens.
Yeah, that's the same excuse that Bush used to make, okay? Oh, no, we need it to be safe. They're so dangerous up in Canada. It's actually the same drug. For example, Crestor. It's a very popular drug for high cholesterol. Bernie Sanders points this out. In America, it costs $730. In Canada, same exact drug, costs $160. That's a giant difference. Some of the drugs are $2,000. So here, one of the drugs, Abilify, I guess is how you pronounce it, is for depression. Here in America, $2,636. In Canada, $436.
Damn.
So now it's a $2,000 difference, right? That makes all the difference in the world. And, but the Canadians,
dangerous.
So unsafe. Same exact drug up in Canada, enormously unsafe. And the fact that I took hundreds of thousands of dollars from the drug companies who would like to keep their monopoly. Oh, golly gee, are you impugning my motives? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I am. I think that you are institutionally and systemically corrupt. So, and in this case, those Democrats could have made the difference. If they switched over, we would have won, and we could have gotten much cheaper drugs. But now we don't have it because it wasn't. Sure, it was the majority of the Republicans, but some Republicans, even Ted Cruz, switched over and voted with us.
John McCain,
right?
Thune,
John McCain. It was
Kennedy.
the corporate Democrats that cost you because they take the same money from the same donors. That's why you got to get the money out of politics.
Yeah.
And then finally, I loved Sirota's tweet on it, as usual. He said, many of these lawmakers claim to love free and open trade.
That's a good point.
Now, all of a sudden, when it's lower drug prices, they don't like free trade so much because it isn't about the policy or the principles. Those corporate Democrats aren't free trade. Therefore, whatever their corporate donors want. And when it's convenient for them, for the purposes of deregulation, lower taxes, they say, free trade, I'm for free trade, right? When it's convenient for them to keep a monopoly, I'm against free trade, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible dates. So other countries are so dangerous. What are we going to do, trade with them? No, we shouldn't do that. So finally, what I love is that Bernie Sanders is making a giant difference.
Yeah.
Because now he has the spotlight. Before this run in this election cycle, he didn't. He would do the same things, but he wouldn't get any attention. Now when he does it, everybody's watching. Now we all see your votes. Before, the corporate Democrats could vote with impunity. It's like the press isn't going to cover it. Yeah. They're not going to call us sellouts. They're not going to point out all the money we took from our donors. The press is on our side. They're going to bury it. Now we're not burying it, and all of a sudden Cory Booker's like, I'm going to get you an amendment tomorrow. Amendment, I wanted an amendment.
And let's point out, one of the ways that he's doing that is Bernie Sanders, this has been pointed out before, he's the king of roll call votes, requiring Democrats and Republicans to go on the record. No just shouting out yay or nay. He makes sure that it's on the record.
So, note to you guys, all you corporate Democrats, it's a new day in America. This is one positive that is new, and you're on the record.
Yeah.
And so from now on, every time you vote with your corporate donors, we see you. We see you clear as day, and we're going to call you out every time. And I think that, they're going to get exposed, and we're going to find out who they are.
Yeah.
So we're not going to tell you who you are. You guys, they get mad at us all the time. Stop saying the things that are true. Stop telling people how we vote. Well, we're going to tell them. So it's not up to us. It's up to you because it's your votes. Fix the media. Be the media. Come join us. tytnetwork.com/join.